minimalism, for me, has primarily been a way to simplify my life. I'm honestly not even sure how I came across the concept of minimalism, but I can tell you that it was a pretty foreign one when I first learned about it. Either way, I noticed that my mind can be cluttered by a lot of different things, and all at once. A lot of things preoccupy my thought process. And with minimalism, I just find it's one more element when it comes to materials anyways. One more element that I have to worry about less. And as I have shed different layers of the things that I own, I feel that I really appreciate what I do have. And what I do have brings me joy and brings me enjoyment in my daily life. So I can tell you that one of the things that I tend to hoard in the past have been clothing items. And I just would spend all of my free savings and my free earnings. And as a younger person, I worked quite a bit. And I would dump it all into clothing items to look attractive, to be appealing. And at the end of the day, I really didn't go out to wear those things in the first place. So regardless of all the things I had, they weren't making me happy, and I would continually buy more because there would always be something more beautiful that I needed to add to my collection, and yet I wasn't making use of it. And it became very difficult to actually part with these things because I thought about all the what ifs. And it was actually kind of a grieving process to let go of those what ifs. It's a very kind of interesting thing to almost feel like you are discarding opportunities. But as I'm going along, I can't fully claim to be 100% minimalist. It's something that's a process for me. But as I've been going along, I've been shedding things and feeling like what I do have left are things I really, really love. And when it comes to clothing, for example, everything I wear can be my favorite thing. So I'm not quite there 100%, just because it takes time to find things that really suit me. I'm not, at this point, interested in investing all the time it takes to go out and find those items. I'm just doing it a little bit at a time, but what I do have, I really love. And I also feel like the less clutter I have, the more free I feel in my own space. And that's something that money, I shouldn't say money, but the possessions I've had haven't been able to afford me. And those bought by money. So minimalism is a way to simplify my life. It frees me of things because now that I know the process and how difficult it can be to get rid of every layer of the possessions I own, I really question what I want to bring back into my life. And I'm a little bit meticulous for what I buy in the future. So I feel I'm a little bit more guarded about what I bring into my life, and just as I think about it now, it may actually be a great way to raise my standards in other areas of life. So that's what it's been doing for me thus far. I also kind of feel like I know, like I have a secret in a way that's been presented to me for a long, long time. You know, money can't buy you happiness. Things can't buy you happiness. But yet we're confronted by a lot of information that suggests owning this thing and having this status symbol are really important to our identities and to be likable, especially to have that social comparison as a source of value. But now I feel like I can still, in some ways, have that selfish gratification, but without all the stuff. You know, I can keep my hair cut on the fly. I can accessorize with some things that I really love when it comes to appearance, but I can accessorize my mind and fill my days with things that really matter and that I enjoy, that I can share with people anyways, in person and through stories, and then also hear other people for what they have to say. It doesn't just have to be about what I'm presenting all the time. And that's another thing that minimalism is bringing into my life, is showing me the value of experiences. Because at the end of the day, what is interesting is that my house could burn down, my living space could burn down, I could be robbed at any time. And I wouldn't be left with those things that I had invested so much time and money in the first place. So I guess maybe I've been questioning, why do it at all? Of course, having some nice things like this camera, for example, my smartphone, obviously they cost money and they serve me really well. But if I'm wise, then I can replace them. It doesn't have to be an irking, devastating kind of experience. So I invite you, tell me about why you're thinking about adopting this lifestyle, what you're interested in, and maybe who's inspired you. And I look forward to hearing you.